We're definitely number weighing. This game has a lot of number weighing. Of course, if I get a run of zeros, it makes me look like a fool for giving up consistency, right? Or if I get a 5, I feel like a champion. Really, I don't want battles at all. Because what I want is Cactuar. Yeah. Hey, he gave me the C. Thanks, Cactuar. See you. Alright. Units of distance. The ancient druids knew about units of distance. Why can't this chocobo? Nope. Off with a strong 0. Seems to have a high defense. Okay, once again I have a 3 and 5 of leveling up when I get another battle. I don't really want to, but it's rather out of my hands. I guess I could throw the match if I didn't want to level, but that would also, I think, consume more time because Boko has to sleep. So, I wish more level up systems worked like this. Level bingo. All right. Maximally far away from every event. Yeah, this game is not Progress Quest. You can affect it. You can touch buttons to make it more better. Progress Quest only spits numbers at you and letters. Chocobo's Quetch. It's a strong contribution, Professor Gascan 90. Nomitten is here to watch a bad game after playing a good one. Well, I am glad that you were here for this then, because this game is not great. I'm willing to call it bad. It's hard to call it. Ooh. You found. Oh, that's actually interesting. Because that's the same total, but way more consistent. So I think that is fine. Because you have 5, 6, 7, or 2, 4, 6, 7, and yeah. Alright. But again, yeah, I have a hard time calling anything that's so simple bad, necessarily. It neatly avoids all of the usual bad stuff. Oh! Lose! That guy knocked me the heck out. Alright. Can I mash to get HP back faster? I don't think so. I can wake him up from his reverie like a rude person. Wow. Alright. Be like, no. 3 hit points, you're fine. Alright, what we got? Okay. Now that he has a consistent weapon, I wonder what happens if I just let him wander. Well, for one, it goes a lot slower. So there is that. I guess he also falls asleep from time to time. Mm-hmm. Man, it's tiring beating up this shadow again and again. Bafflingly, this game has a plot. Oh, I should definitely turn event weight back off if I'm going to do that. And I should also allow him to get distracted more. So yeah, go ahead. Get distracted. There were a couple of people in Medibot Zoo earlier who were talking about putting together a Yoshi's Cookie clone, and I want to help. Mostly as a facilitator. So I am good at management. And also design. Willing to say that. I've made and designed things. But yeah. Yoshi's Cookie clone. It'll be great. I don't know if it'll be great, but it'll exist. Yeah. Get him with the speed, Boko. See, I'm not mashing on the button this time. Good work. Ah, beautiful. But yeah, so with that in mind, for one, I want to help out. For another, I think I would be good at it. And for a third, if I'm helping out, then Medibot will feel obligated to help out. So that'll get him along too. And it'll make it go way easier, because I know how hard it is to make things. No. Oh god. Okay, well, that can happen. Boko auto-chooses the one with higher numbers, which is not always correct. I mean, expected value is great and all. And yes, the one that he got there, technically higher. But in this game of small numbers, like if your opponent is at 2, you don't need to deal 4 damage to him, you know? Well, whatever. So I honestly think that the 2221 be a better number, better weapon. But if your opponent is hitting before you can, it doesn't matter what numbers you have. Game is kind of busted. About the Yo clone. I don't know. I don't really have any other immediate input other than that. Just that anyone who engages in this endeavor should not have to go alone into that good night. And I mean to bring the full weight of the GYCL behind any such person to support them in creating a good competitive string 5 rapping game. I'm going to intentionally not hit the button because I need to know that he gets up on his own. I'm confident that he does. I just don't know how long it takes. Yeah, okay. Whew. There we go. About the Pokewalker, I have nothing of relevance to add about Pokewalker. I can tell you that Rosella knows a lot about Pokewalkers. She was some kind of bizarre Pokewalker collector hoarder person. Alright, as for what this actually does for FF8, occasionally Cactuar will give you a thing, and then that thing can go to FF8. Oop, a distraction. Sleeping. Funkamus Moslemus says, I'm honestly more interested in this game than FF8. That's fair. I'm not. I would much rather get on with the game where I can make meaningful choices and affect things. I guess that's not exactly it. I was just, I don't know. I'm finally starting to get like interested in what's happening in FF8. Not in the plot sense, screw that, but I have power. I feel powerful. And finally all my decisions leading up to this point have paid off. Eat. I don't know. I get to make a lot of tiny decisions, and they actually do affect things. So I would have spelled it with an A rather than an E. I don't think that I can effect things, because that's predetermined by the game's plot. But I can affect things because my directional pad and button presses inputs, and yeah, having 70 odd ultimas strapped to strength will make me feel powerful. Are you going to try getting more summons when Rosella? Well, I don't know who Rosella is, but if you mean Rosella, then yes. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to try to get more summons. I've been clued into the fact, whether or not this is actually a fact, that if you go fight a bunch of Tonberries, then you can get the Master Tonberry, and that's a summon. And I don't want to do that because that would mean fighting them. No, don't worry about messing up her name. Don't feel bad about spelling effect or affect or whatever. Oh, right. Rosala is friends with Kazegama and Silo 9. Yes. Somewhere our clones are doing all the same stuff that we are, but in the reverse way, or like contrary to the way we do them. Yeah, no, I know. The spelling thing, I get it. He is really taking a nap. Some of you need to find parts to use. Well, I don't know what that means. Well, let's think. What kind of summons would they have? There's gotta be Bahamut, right? Like they can't make a game with summons and not have their like Master Dragon Lord as a summon. And he is probably on the moon. So I'll ask spacemen to send me back to the moon, and then we're good. Or wait, I have a space vessel. Why can't I just fly to the moon? I found it in space from a moon base. That's got to be real. I'll figure it out. I will figure out how to fly the Ragnarok to the moon. Moreover, wait, Ragnarok was a summon in Final Fantasy VI, so why not? Also Phoenix, but that one seems to have special rules. I don't know. You can watch people eat chicken wings at a restaurant in Final Fantasy 15. I've decided, but finally, that I have absolutely no interest in any modern game that calls itself Final Fantasy. I don't care. I think new games are full of trash, and I don't like them. I'm willing to say that. I'm willing to finally be a caveman and dig my heels in and say no. New games have nothing for me. I do not play into hype. I don't like the model of the AAA game development system. I only barely like the secondary model of the AA system, the direct to Steam indie publisher picked up by, or indie developer picked up by a big name publisher. It is a horrible system that produces occasionally good games. I can't just roundly dismiss them as garbage. In all likelihood, there are fun things that you can do in Final Fantasy 15, including, I guess, watching people eat chicken wings or whatever. But I can also let that just roll off and away. I don't care. I want to play things that are good and fun, things that I enjoy. And there are already a ton of games that fill that category. So I don't need to put them in the trash. I can dust them off, add them to my collection, play them again and again. I tend to like games that I am able to play again and again. So with that understood, why would I ever give them up? And if I already have plenty of games, why would I look for new stuff? I am definitely excited for the Final Fantasy V Fiesta in a few months. And to that end, I am going to try to ramp up my own efforts of website development and find an actually good tool, find or make. I will have a better tool for my Fiesta Dash runners to use. I will figure out dares. That's going to be part of it. It's going to be my largest contribution. Heck, I can't code. I can sort of do graphics. I am a choke artist of style sheets. Gnome, all new dares. Okay, Gnome Mitten wants me to make all new dares for the Final Fantasy V Fiesta Dash. Okay, if you're not familiar with the Final Fantasy V Fiesta, which is fair, every summer there's FF5 for Futures, which runs this event where you can tweet at their bot and it will assign you a random character class for the 4 Wind Crystals. Final Fantasy V being a game that has a class system to it. It's this whole thing. And so you get these 5 classes in those, or 4 classes, and those are the only 4 classes you can use for that run. Oh, you won without me there. It's wonderful. Line them up. Yeah. So there are plenty of rules to it from there, and you can if you just look up Final Fantasy V Fiesta, you can learn a lot more about it. In addition to the rules in place on the Fiesta, I decided that among my friends we would all race it. And this is kind of a casual race. We're not serious speedrunner kind of into it that way, but we were able to post numbers, and I assembled a huge table keeping track of people's times through it, and kept it casually competitive, just sort of baseline interesting that way. And I decided to implement random dares for those who would take it on. Random to them because they didn't know what ahead of time they were going to get. Okay, so that's what Gnome means when he says new dares, is he wants me to not use any of the dares that we had before. For instance, there was a hatless run, an accessory only run, or a no accessory run, a knives as the only weapon available run, Stabracadabra, They had neat names, and they were decent challenges because you're cutting off avenues of power in addition to the like restrictions that you have. The thing is, coming up with like meaningful or interesting dares is really hard. So I do want to be able to use the ones that I have already used. I am willing to make new dares, but to throw away everything that I've done just for the sake of novelty within this, oh my goodness, like, come on. We're talking about, okay, if we're talking about subsets, there are like video games people, classic video games people, Final Fantasy people, Final Fantasy V people. We're like pretty restricted from here. Final Fantasy V people who would want to play it again and know about the Fiesta. Pretty close friends of mine, to be familiar on Twitter or whatever, who want to participate in the race. And among those, and we're down to like 6 total people. I don't know exactly what my point was with that, but it's a pretty narrow audience. Maybe that is more of an argument for doing new stuff than against. I don't know. At the very least, my priority is not like coming up with dares exactly, but rather implementing everything else as part of my secret plan. I have plenty of secret plans. Anyway, thanks for hearing me out about Final Fantasy V. Plan does involve Enkidu. Just you wait. Man. See, like right there, when the guy is at 1, the 2221 weapon is way better than the 5430 weapon, or whatever it is. Jeez. Oh man, Secret Plans is dead soon. Talking about Magic the Gathering and the Khans of Tarkir block. The first set of the block, called Khans of Tarkir, is going to go away. And that is the one that had Secret Plans. You know what we get to keep, though, is Stalking Yeti. It's just the exact same card with dragons painted in the background. It is the cheapest thing in the world, and I am offended that they decided to print it that way. Aha! A distraction. There's a television here. I have plenty of thoughts on Dragons of Tarkir, but I will air them in an appropriate venue and at an appropriate... well, okay, I can't guarantee at an appropriate time, but I can guarantee an appropriate venue. So that's important. Yeah, I am willing to I'm willing to do a 3-hour disco mode speed review because we haven't done any of those in a while. And it lets us bounce around quite a bit more. Ooh. Cactuar gave me an A. Yes. I got an A, whatever that is. Crate reforged. How is my dude doing on his own here? Because we have... Alright, I have 1 A, 1 C, and 3 Ds. That's pretty good. I really have no idea what the numbers mean or what I'm gonna get. Oh man. Alright, and he picks the one with bigger numbers. You could have your starting weapon. Wouldn't that be great? I'm gonna help him out this time. I'm gonna boost him. I'm willing to play again. I find this preferable. You know, my idea had been to wait a little bit for Ozella to get back and then start, but I like this a little more because it keeps me busy and staring at a Chocobo's ass. Aha. Cactuar! Another C. Thank you, Cactuar. Yeah, see you. Oh my goodness. What in the world is this? A new enemy. I have to defeat it. I've never seen this. There. I was able to defeat it. He had 10 hit points.